All right, 5th and 6th graders, today for math, this is Friday, percent of a number, guided practice. You need this page, and you need these practice problems, okay? So that's what we're doing today is percents of a number, and I know you guys have, we've done this, and we're going to review it and practice it some more so that you feel super comfortable doing these types of problems, okay? So we're starting off here, percents of a number, guided practice. To determine the percent of a number, you need to remember two key points. Of means multiply. Don't forget, you need to remember that for math for the rest of your life. Of means multiply. And percents must be changed to decimals before you can multiply them. Okay, so we're going to take our percents, change to the decimals, and multiply. All right, so here's our example. It says, what is 70% of 150? So first step, change the percent to a decimal by moving the decimal 2 places, aka you are dividing by 100. Okay, when it says moving the decimal 2 places, that's because you are dividing by 100. Percents are out of 100. And you guys practiced that yesterday. Yeah. So here we've changed 70% to its decimal form, and then you're going to multiply. So 70% of 150, changed it to 70 hundredths or 7 tenths, and you're going to multiply that times the number. And they found out that 70% of 150 is 105. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to do this all together, and then you guys have some practice of this today. So, step 1, change the percent to a decimal. So, write its decimal form. You guys have done this before. This is not new. Then you're going to multiply that percent, which is in its decimal form, times the number, 120. All right? So basically 120 times, this is the same thing as 4 tenths. So we multiply as if there's nothing going on, and then 1 decimal place. So 40% of 120 is 48. Let's do it again. 60% of 170. Step 1. Let's write the decimal form of 60%. We divide 60% by 100 and get 60 hundredths or 6 tenths. And then we're going to multiply that. Same thing as 0.6 times 70. Remember, you can add as many zeros over here as you want, and it's the same thing. Those are extra zeros. So 70. Okay, I know that 6 times 7 is 42. So 6 times 70 is 420. And then I have 1 decimal. Okay, so 60% of 70 is 42. All right, again, we're going to do the same thing. We're doing this multiple times so that you guys can get the hang of this, okay? So step 1, write the percent as the decimal. 30% or 0.3 of means times 250. All right, do the problem. Okay, 40% of 55. Write 40% as a decimal. 40%, remember, is the same thing as 0.40 or the same 0.4 times 55. Okay, do that problem. 10%. Okay, write the decimal version. 0.1 times 780. All right, and then so you're multiplying. This one's a nice and easy one, huh? 1 times 780 is 780, and then you have 1 decimal. So that's a nice and easy one. We can just write that one in. All right, so keep going, and then you have a couple of word problems. And you're going to do the exact same thing. So on number 6, it says the Smith family went out to dinner and received great service. They decided to leave a 20% tip for their waitress. If their dinner bill totaled $90, how much was the tip? So if we set it up like we've been doing this, we're finding out what is 20% of $90. All right? And so then we're going to do the same thing where we set it up as a decimal. Of means multiply. Okay. Same exact thing. On number 7, it says Carlos took a 40-question math test. He scored a 75%. How many questions did he get correct on his test? So you're doing the same thing. You're going to find out what is 75% of 40. Okay, decimal version, 0.75 times 40. All right, so you're going to do those, and then I have some more practice problems for you. So there's 12 problems on this page and 10 problems on this one, okay? And we already did one of them and set up 5 of them, all right? So don't stress. If you are still confused on how to set these up, go ahead and give me a call, and I'll help you some more.